The Pajama Momma. The adventures of a mompreneur making money online in her PJs. This show is for moms and dads who want to create a successful online biz that will allow them to fire their boss and hire their kids. Elon Bomani has had numerous successes in various online businesses where she's been a 6 to 7 figure earner. She has appeared in the Louise Hay movie, National Enquirer, Huffington Post, Essence, Jet, Black Enterprise Magazine, The Talk TV show, and even got a phone call from Oprah. And now, here's your host, Elon Bomani.
We do have a Mother's Day surprise for you today. Matter of fact, I'm even going to be surprised. Welcome to the Pajama Momma TV show. This is Elon Bomani, where we help typical mom and dads reach their dream of firing their boss and hiring their kids. The opportunity to work at home and raise your family too. The first business is what we know is the family business. And so with that in mind, we have one of our stars of our show. Her name is Lisa Gergets. And she has, first let me tell you about Lisa. Number one, you may have seen a previous video that we have of her. Go to YouTube and you can check that out, where she had a phenomenal product out where she's helping, typical mom and dads find, their purpose and then carving at that purpose and making it into a dream. Well, now she's got a top secret product that she just not came out with that basically is going to help you not only achieve your dreams, but more importantly, let them last a lifetime, okay? And she's got that kick butt, attitude where she's going to motivate and inspire you to be the very best that you already are. She's just going to help you bring it out a little bit more. So with that in mind, Lisa Gergets, you take it from here, and I can't wait to hear about this phenomenal new product you have out right now.
Hey, Elon, thank you so much for that lovely, lovely introduction. So I'm going to get right into telling you kind of the evolution of what has happened in my last couple of months of business.
Okay.
Are you hearing that little, is the sound okay?
Actually, I think I hear your earring behind you. That's what's hitting the mic. Okay, no problem. Don't worry, you still look gorgeous without it.
Earring gone.
Good, cool.
Okay. So what happened was we had created this amazing product, and it was geared towards people like you and I who want to be able to work at home in our jammies or work wherever we want to work, okay? What we found, and this is so interesting, is that no matter how much direction people had, no matter how much teaching we did on specific skills and specific bringing out your talents and things like that, we gave all this instruction, people still didn't do it. And so we examined that for a good long time, and by we, I mean myself and my husband, John, who is my business partner as well as being my husband and my best friend. So we examined this, and it was something that we just, it wouldn't let us go, this issue. And what we realized, let me put it into a little kind of a saying that we've been saying over here in the Gergets household. You can give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. You can teach a man to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime, but only if he goes fishing.
Wow.
And that was the key.
I like that. Oh, wait, say that again. I'm sorry, Lisa. This is profound. This is an aha moment. Let me take that from Oprah.
You can give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. You can teach him to fish and he'll eat for a lifetime, but only if he goes fishing.
I take action. Yes.
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 So the problem was that as much information as we were giving on the necessary skills and techniques to make money doing what you love to do, there was this problem where people just couldn't, whatever, they wouldn't do it. So we went really deep inside to figure out what it was I wanted to teach, because when that started happening, what I was teaching felt a little bit less important to me. It felt like, okay, maybe something is leading me to have a different focus. Now, a little bit about my background that, Ilana, I think you're aware of. A couple of years ago, well, about 4 years ago, I got into this really deep depression, and it lasted about 2 years, and I lost my whole business. And coming out of that was an uphill climb, and that's putting it nicely. But what I began to realize is that all of those survival techniques and coping skills that I had learned going through that, and then, everything that I had learned about getting stuff done in the last 6 years being in business for myself, that was the stuff that I was being pulled to teach now.
Yes.
So my business has now morphed into working very specifically with self-sabotage habits. And everybody does this stuff. We all do it, but
Amen.
but we don't know why. And so very often we can't figure out how to not do this stuff. So doing some very deep examination of myself, because I've done all of that stuff. The procrastination, avoiding doing the work, coming up with little distractions. Oh my God, all of a sudden my entire house has to be cleaned because I have a work task that needs to be done that I don't want to do. Okay?
I can relate.
All of that stuff comes from, and this is what I want to teach your audience today. All of that stuff comes from your subconscious mind. If you think about your subconscious mind as almost a separate person, okay? Not to the point that it's not within you, but it makes it easier because your subconscious mind wants comfort and familiarity above everything else.
That's very true.
That's where it resides. And if you've grown up in a positive, loving environment, that's your comfort. But as happens so very often today, people grow up with negativity around them at a very, very young age. And sometimes it's things that happen to us, and sometimes it's things that happen around us. But our subconscious gets very, very comfortable with that negativity. Now, here's what happens. When you make the choice to do something positive for yourself, you stop that negative loop, okay? Okay, I didn't get anything done today. And that could be business, it could be weight loss, it could be fitness, it could be relationships. When you decide, I'm going to go left instead of right this time, it feels really, really good to take that initiative, to make that positive choice. But here's what happens. People always say, oh, well, I got off track and I backslid, and then they think, well, that means that I really suck and I can't do anything and I'll never lose this weight and I'll never have a happy marriage. I'll never make more money in my business. Here's what's going on is that your subconscious, for a few days, goes, yeah, okay, this is fine. And then it says, wait a minute. I didn't really sign up for all this positive stuff, and it's kind of scaring the crap out of me. So that's when you backslide. That's when you eat the piece of cake thinking, well, I'll just have one. That's when you snap at your husband instead of loving him unconditionally and trying to figure out what's going on inside, you know? That's when you go take a nap instead of writing that content that you need to write or whatever it is that you're trying to do in your business. So your subconscious goes, nope, I'm done. I'm going back left when I should be going right. And then that's when you backslide. But once you're conscious of that, once you know that that's what's going on, Here's the beauty, Elon. You can never unknow it. It's there now.
Right.
So what happens is you go, no, I understand what's going on in my head. I understand where my subconscious is trying to get me back to, but I'm going to go this way. Just this once. I'm going to challenge that. I'm going to go this way. And then you start to get the positive loop of getting stuff done, of sticking to your diet for a day, of waking up and loving your partner unconditionally while not expecting anything in return. And then your subconscious starts to learn that this positive stuff can also be comfort. It can also become familiar. And that is where the change occurs. And so my entire business right now is focused, laser focused down to this little tiny thing that I do really, really well. And that is draw out people's self-sabotage habits, figure out where they come from, what is the root of that, and then set them on a path to positive thinking, to positive action, to doing things that are going to raise their productivity. I'm working with a couple of students right now, one of which came to me in an absolutely horribly negative state of mind. Her partner had just been put in jail for 15 years. She was depressed. She thought that she was just crap. She couldn't do anything. And within about 48 hours of us getting to these really, really deep issues that were very painful for her to admit, she started posting positive stuff on Facebook. She started going for walks. She started doing things for herself that she had not done in years, maybe decades, because she had gotten used to this familiar negative state. And I was the catalyst for that. But she's the one that had to go right when she wanted to go left. She's the one that had to get up every day and do. She's the one that had to contact new clients and risk being told no. You know, she's the one that had to go out and make new friends so that she had things to do. And she's done all of this. And she still says negative things because it's so familiar to her. But when she says them, I turn them around and I go, no, that's not really how it is. Think about it. And she'll turn it around and put a positive spin on it. So, Elon, that is what has been going on with me for the last couple of months.
Wow.
And it has been life-changing.
Yes.
Yes.
That is phenomenal. And I can only concur with what you're saying because it's really paramount. They say 96% of the thoughts in people's minds are negative.
Yes.
And it happens 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Exactly. So it's no wonder that, you know, your subconscious pretty much controls on autopilot what you're thinking, what you're doing, until you put a stop to that.
Right.
You know? And, you know, so if you can't get to the next level in whatever it is that you need to be doing more of, you have to look and say, okay, and this requires a lot of painful introspection. It requires that you get rid of your ego completely because you can't admit that you're doing things wrong if your ego is stopping you from doing that. And it can be a really painful process. But the beauty of it is that once you get that little bit of positive thinking under your belt, that little bit of productivity, that little bit of momentum and success doing whatever it is, you're trying to do, you're much more aware of how good it feels and why. And I think the why is so super important for people to be successful when they realize this stuff, because you have to understand how your subconscious works. So yeah, it's been incredible. It's been a life-changing experience for me, definitely. And I feel now that I am doing what I have been called to do for a very long time. And I've been coaching people for years and years, but not in this very specific capacity. And that was pretty scary for me to let go of everything else. I like to be a jack of all trades, but I can't be now, because I know that I'm being called to do this one thing.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So what is the program called? Okay, number one, and number two, is it like a life coach type of experience? It seems like it's something deeper than that, though.
It's called Retrain Your Brain. And it's, what I tell people when they ask if I'm a life coach is I say, no, I'm not a life coach, because life coaches do a lot of different things. They work with you in a lot of different areas. I do one thing. I take your self-sabotage habits, I hold them up to you in a mirror. And so long as you are willing to accept that that is the truth of how you act and how you think, then we can take it to the next level, and I can teach you how not to do that anymore.
Got it. So with that in mind, how are you setting up this program for individuals?
People,
and what's a candidate to seek out your type of
if somebody was interested, the URL is lisagergets.com /coaching.
Got it.
Okay. That's the easiest way to see what it's all about. Okay. I work with people in 3 different capacities. Okay. You can either buy a 7 consecutive day coaching, which starts with 1 hour intensive on day 1, and then 15 to 30 minute follow-ups each day for 6 days thereafter. Okay. Or I do a 30-day, which the clients that I have now have all done the 30-day, because that's the one that is the most effective.
Yeah, it says it takes 21 days to make it into a habit, so yeah, I'm with you on that one. Definitely.
So this is daily interaction by phone or Skype. It's 1 hour a week, and then 15 to 30 minute checkups every other day of the week for 30 days. So it's really intense. It's not for the faint of heart. It is not for somebody who can't let go of their ego. But it is for people who cannot understand why they're doing these things to themselves and want to change that for good. And then, well, the third way that I work is 5 sessions that you are able to use as needed, which some people enjoy because of their busy schedule, but that is the least effective of what I do. If that's for really strong people who can take what I give them and run with it. But what I found is I shouldn't really say strong, because that makes the other people sound not strong, and that's not the way it is at all. I think it's that by reinforcing every single day the stuff and then reinforcing the good stuff, and then allowing the client to come to me with questions, or, I can't get out of this state of mind today. What do I do? It allows a very intense relationship, and it allows for incredible personal growth. So the URL is lisagergets.com/coaching.
Okay, we're going to have that on our site, ladies and gentlemen, so don't worry about it. You may not know how to spell Lisa's last name, but we
Right,
got you
totally.
as far as that's concerned. So we'll definitely give you that information. And I'm going to share this with, particularly the American public, why I think you should take this course. Being moms and dads, number one, you're being stretched and you got to be a jack of all trade and master of some, as they say. So you're already being stretched in other areas of your life that you have to perform. And then in addition to that, many of you want to make the transition from a job to work at home. Some of you want to transition from going from mommy to being a mompreneur, which is two different things. So in a nutshell, you need guidance, you need coaching. It's like even Michael Jordan needed a coach, even Tiger Woods needed a coach to let them see that hit. Because while you're doing that hit, you don't even know if you're doing it properly or improperly until you have somebody that's watching you that got your back. And I can tell you from personal experience, Lisa does not play.
No.
She not only has your back, but she's willing to give you what's called tough love. The reason why they call it tough love, because it is tough it's hard to hear those things that we technically know, but to hear from someone else that has our best interests at heart. That's the key thing. And not trying to criticize you, but critique you so that you can be a better you. It's worth its weight in gold.
Yes, it really, really is. It's hard for people to hear what I tell them at first, especially when we just first start working together, because like you said, I'm telling them stuff they already know. But to admit it to somebody else, that hurts the ego.
Yeah.
And that's why I say you cannot do this if ego is going to be a problem. But once people let that go and they're able to say, yeah, that's me. I do all of that stuff. And okay, so now that I know that, and now that I can admit it, where do we go from here? How do I stop doing this stuff? And then once the client opens themselves up to me, to trust me in that capacity, then I can serve them with all of the love I have in my heart, with all of the knowledge that I have in my head, and with absolutely no judgment. Because I only know this stuff because I am the queen of it. I've done all of it.
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
And I have done it well.
Amen, choir behind you. Amen,
yes.
choir behind you.
So I even if I wanted to, I can't judge others. You know, the only reason I have been blessed with this talent and this knowledge is because it came from me doing all of this really negative self-sabotage stuff. So what people are going to get with me, yes, they're going to get tough love. And at first I am not going to be their friend. I have found that my clients really appreciate that in hindsight once they've worked with me for a couple of weeks.
Right.
But it's a painful process to look at yourself and say, yeah, I really screw my own self up.
Yeah. And you know, Lisa, that's good that you say that, because one thing, being a naturopathic doctor, I used to always tell my clients before, because basically they're doing a mental and emotional detox. And I used to always tell them it's going to get worse before it gets better, but it is going to get better. Because we got to get at the root and cause of the problem in order to heal it. You know, it's just like with Alcohol Anonymous, one of the key things that they say, first you have to admit you have the problem.
Right.
Before you can solve the problem. And then coming to you, they're going to realize, wait a minute, I do have a problem. And now these are the courses and techniques that I can take to solve it.
Yes,
so that's
absolutely.
Beautiful. That's the hallelujah moment of this, ladies and gentlemen. I want everybody to fully understand, because a lot of us want to put our head in the sand. So I'm going to say this to you. If you are still not in the relationship of your dreams, you may want to consider this program. If you are still not making that money or finding that boss that you know you should have done 10, 20 years ago because of self-sabotage, you need to definitely contact Lisa for this particular program. And more importantly, if you are just not feeling like you, if you're not making that connection with you and who you are, if you're not loving yourself, the basic foundation of everything, you definitely need to take this course. Now, speaking of that, everybody wants to know, always, Lisa, show me the money. Is this economical? Can you tell us a little bit about that? What's the investment?
the investment for, oh, now I have to, you totally caught me off guard there. 30 days is $1,200.
Okay.
That's the most economical per session.
Okay.
7 consecutive days is $600.
Okay.
And the 5 sessions to use as needed is $400.
Got it. Okay.
So the least expensive is also the least effective for most people. Most people I find need the 30 days because, like you said, it takes 21 days to form a new habit.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. That is definitely, and can I say this, ladies and gentlemen, please listen to me, okay? Because a lot of you are coughing when we hear these type of figures and numbers because we'll make an investment in our cars, in our hair, and on our vacation. We'll do that before we make an investment in ourselves. And if you're not whole and complete and balanced, then no matter what you do, you still got to come home from that vacation and go back to that job that you know you don't like. You still have to, that hairdo's going to have to get done again because of the challenges that you've been experiencing. So I'm here to tell you, please, definitely check out this particular product, this particular program. And Lisa, I want you to give them the last bit tips as far as this product and program that you know that facilitate, them getting to the promised land of fulfillment.
Well, here's the thing, Elon, is I am so confident that I will be able to help anybody that invests in me, that if it doesn't do what we set out to accomplish, they will get their full money back.
Okay. I heard that.
So there is absolutely no risk involved.
Wow.
Because I know
guarantee.
this stuff works.
Awesome.
100% money back guarantee if it doesn't do what you want it to do. And we have we do a success contract when we start. And it sets up, okay, this is what is required of you. And this is what is required of me. And here are the goals that we want to accomplish in this 7 days or 30 days. And if that stuff doesn't happen, and if you do everything that I tell you to do, then you'll get your money back.
Awesome. Awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to once again stipulate that this program, and I want to say this to you, and I love Lisa because she's like me in the respects that we have put out many products, and the one thing that disturbs us more than anything, because we know people have put their last dime in a lot of all these products, and we both from experience know that 80% of the people aren't going to do a daggone thing with that product, and 20% normally will. But we're concerned about those 80%. We don't want your money, we want your success. Because we know if you're successful, then we're successful. We will.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's what I want you to fully understand. Think about all the things we just now suggested to you. And like I said, if your life is not where it is supposed to be, then the main thing you got to send as above, so below. If you change this, what's in your head, then you're going to change what's in your heart, and the whole type of experience will change throughout your whole entire life. And I know this from personal experience too. So with that in mind, Lisa, we want to thank you so much. And once again, do me a favor. I want you to give us the name of the site, the name of the product, and I'm going to definitely have it on we're going to have it on our blog, we're going to have our YouTube channel, we're definitely going to have it on Facebook for all to view. And so we want you definitely to check out this product and program.
It is Retrain Your Brain.
Retrain Your Brain. I love it.
And it is at lisagergets.com/coaching.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you, Lisa, so much. I'm going
to
continue to wish you massive success with this particular product and program. We want you back on the show with some success stories.
You got it.
That we can definitely help other people accomplish their dreams too. Thanks so much for coming to the Pajama Momma, ladies and gentlemen. We see at the top, over the top. More importantly, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see at the bank. Bye-bye. Ching, ching. Thanks, Lisa.
Thank you.